Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. And welcome to this program. It's a new regional program for advanced experts on angina, Asian Pacific experts, advanced cardiovascular training on angina. My name is Fausto Pinto. I'm the current president of the World Heart Federation, and I'm a cardiologist, head of cardiology here at the Lisbon University Hospital in Portugal. And it's with great pleasure that I welcome you all to this program. I also want to welcome and greet my colleagues that will be presenting today. We're going to have a very exciting couple of presentations based on real cases. And then at the end, we will have the opportunity to have also discussion. And I will encourage all of you to ask your questions, make your comments. So we really want this to be an exchange among experts regarding the management and the best practices of managing angina. Let me just give you a little bit of an introduction on what is the program. It started already some time ago. I have the privilege to co-host this program with Professor Giuseppe Rosano from London. And we have a regional faculty with different colleagues coming from different countries in the region. Today, we will have Dr. Soumitra Ray from India and Dr. Ngoc from Vietnam, Dr. Tan Ngoc from Vietnam. And we have here other colleagues that also have been involved in this project. This webinar is the second one in a whole series of 4 modules, which compose the whole program. We had the first module that was on the 12th of May. In this module, we focused on the angina burden of disease and evidence-based diagnosis and approaches, where we have a couple of presentations on regional perspectives on epidemiology, risk factors and diagnosis, and one on the burden of disease and best practices regarding diagnosis of symptoms. And it was a very lively discussion during this module, this session. Today, we will be focusing more on diagnosis, a case-based approach. And as mentioned, we will have 2 case presentations, one focused on chronic coronary symptoms and diagnosis, and the other one on the typical angina approach. The next 16th of June, that's going to be the 3rd module on state-of-the-art management of angina. And then the last one, module 4, will be on the management of angina, regional best practices. And again, we will have the set of faculty that I've just shown you. So the program for today is like this. We're going to have, after my introduction, the first presentation by Dr. Soumitra Ray from India. He will present the case-based discussions on chronic coronary syndrome symptoms and diagnosis. We will have then some minutes for discussion of the case. Then we'll move into the second presentation by Dr. Tan Ngoc, who will talk about an atypical angina case. Again, some time for discussion as well. And then at the end, as I've mentioned, there's going to be a panel discussion of about 20-25 minutes, where all of you will have the opportunity to present your questions, your experiences, so basically to have this exchange. We have 8 countries represented today: Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, Myanmar, Pakistan, Philippines, Vietnam, and Thailand. So it's really a wide group of colleagues coming from the region. Again, this is a collaborative and interactive format. We want it to be as interactive as possible, so discussions are encouraged. The sharing of experiences, very much interested in knowing how you're doing. And then a certificate of attendance will be provided to all the ones that have been presented today at this session. So it's with great pleasure that I introduce our first speaker, Dr. Soumitra Ray. He's going to give us, again, a case-based discussion on chronic coronary syndrome, symptoms, and diagnosis. And it's a pleasure to listen to you, Dr. Ray, and then we'll have time for some discussion. So please go ahead with your presentation.